Ruby, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. He did say, like, it's going to bring you pain. Like, if I can make a choice that's going to help out Kana, but it's going to bring you pain, should I do it? Of course. She's my friend. I want to do that. But yeah, I don't think she was expecting to drag their mother's name in the mud. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to them and just offer to, offer this over instead, and that's just gonna obviously, dredge up all this trauma from the past again. It's gonna come to light to the public the fact that, I had children. It's gonna like shatter that whole dream that you have of, walking in our mother's footsteps and not relying on our popularity and doing it yourself. But other than that, it's gonna save Kana. Ruby's gonna be so pissed at Aqua. I cannot wait for this. She gonna that whole like flaming eye thing. That's just all. I'm going to strangle Aqua. Question is it gonna go like further than that? Is it gonna go further than her basically just yelling at him and saying you did something wrong? I wonder. Because again, going back to, I don't know if this was actually stated or if I just kind of created this in my mind, but I'm pretty sure that Ruby doesn't want Ai's popularity to, I mean, she's doing Bikomachi, but that's really because, again, this was Ai's. I want to, make it to that stage with Bikomachi. I want to do what she couldn't do. But I don't think that she ever wanted to co-opt Ai's popularity. She doesn't want to be known as Ai's daughter, and that's the reason why she's popular. No, but no actor really wants that. I know that a lot of people will utilize that, and they're going to obviously have that silver spoon aspect given to them, but I think deep down for most people that want to truly be a star for themselves and their own talent, they don't want somebody to leg them up. I think there's a nice boost there, but I don't think there's anything really achieved there if they do that. But I don't know if that's going to cause her, if that's the case, to really be furious at Aqua. Like, this is going to make her turn against him. I don't think so in the end. I don't think so, but I do think there's a lot to be said with those eyes. Those eyes were going flame mode. It seemed like she was mad, like super mad, but there was a lot in her eyes this episode overall. I mean, obviously the point in which he asked her if I could do something to save Kana, do you think I should do it? And she had the two eyes. She had both of them at the same exact time, which I think that's the first time we've ever actually had that. And I'm kind of wondering what that would really signify. I mean, so far what I get a sense of from the eyes is that, of course, the eyes that are bright is the eyes of Ai. The eyes that, basically tell a lie that people believe, but I think there's a good nature behind it. Whereas, like a white lie. And then the black ones is where it's really like getting into the dark realm, where Aqua, for the longest time, was kind of stuck in that he was using his lies for some nefarious deed, some dark thing that he needed to do. And again, when Ruby finally kind of lost a lot of her hope, finding the doctor's body, that's when she turned black. That was when she was trying to find and take out whoever did this to the doctor and mom. That's when she started to do the dark lies, the lies that are going to cause some sort of damage. And I think in that moment where she's turning to Aqua and accepting this, I think there's sort of a mixture there. There's I want to help Kana, like, legitimately. I do want to help her and I want to lie for good, but I also want to take something down. I don't like this. I'm still in a dark state. So I think there's like that mixture there in her mindset. So anyways, let's get in the episode proper before I actually skip anything. And there's a lot to talk about in this episode. Let's kick things off with the very beginning where we get into, of course, Kana and this whole like controversy, the fact that they got these photos of her with this guy, immediately starting to apologize to everybody. It was a little weird having, Ruby off to the side going, man, she's really broke up about this. And Memcho's like, really? Memcho goat this episode, by the way. I love her so much in this episode. Memcho's like, yeah, of course. This is going to like really hurt her. I think there's like a bit of obliviousness there as usual from Ruby. But yeah, obviously having Kana have to apologize to everybody and getting into the idea of, it's not really your fault because all these people are using these tactics. These reporters will go at any length in order to get this information for people. And yes, kind of getting into the fact that it's not necessarily Kana they're after. And I kick myself. For those that watched my video last week where I was getting like some theories about maybe Ruby was behind this because she's trying to break off from the group and she's trying to, sabotage it. I'm like, no, it can't be because she wouldn't do that to Kana. I'm making all these crazy theories and I'm like, I didn't even consider, oh yeah, by the way, there's the director too. I think it's just because we have the perspective of Kana, and the assumption there is that it's about these characters. These are the main characters of the world, that you kind of forget that this is the industry that they're kind of talking about here. But yeah, obviously, this guy is technically getting up there. He's building up there. He's being seen as a really good director. And yes, he's also being seen as somebody that sort of is outside the bounds. And yes, he's also a playboy. I think there was probably that side of it. People knowing that he's a playboy. I mean, what would an article like this really matter? If it's already known that he's like this, why would it even matter? But either way, it still kind of really hurts Kana. She's obviously acknowledging that, oh yeah, it's this Mako girl. This Mako was probably hurt by this guy, and she's trying to get her revenge. And so that's why all of this was happening. And I was, if I was Kana, that would be somebody I'm never answering text for again. If I'm going to answer a text for, it's going to be to say, F off. This person literally threw her under the bus in order to take down this guy. That's some mean girl stuff right there. There's some massive mean girl stuff there. But yeah, of course, in the very end, make sure to be kind to the reporter, because obviously they're going to report on it no matter what. You might as well give them a positive experience talking to you. That way they at least write you in a positive note. You're really at the whims of these reporters and how they want to word this stuff. And if they're going to be really vicious about you, they can make things very much so more in your negative for a lot of cases. And I mean, that's to that whole point that was made later on when, Aqua was talking to the reporter. He's like essentially saying, I'm going to report this. Do you have some additional information for me? Great. Okay, yeah, can you get rid of the name? No, I'm going to report the name. These are two big people. They're public figures. I'm just reporting it. It doesn't seem like this guy really even wants to report this, but at the same time, he's going to present the information. And the way he's putting it is that he's not defaming this high schooler. He's not saying that Kana is an evil person, not saying that she's a slut, not saying that she's going up there and sleeping with the director in order to get a role. He's just reporting they went to an apartment together. It's up to the readers to decide. Well, you wouldn't report it unless you wanted that to be considered, right? That would be my response as Aqua right there, would be, but you're reporting this, and you're saying the readers are supposed to make their mind up. But why would you report it? What would you think that your readers would get out of it? Like, if you think that they're going to get anything out of this but the implication that they slept together, it wouldn't be front page news. You're putting on the front page because you're implying that something happened. That's the problem. Yeah, as Aqua says, they're going to see this no matter what. They're going to assume that she's guilty. So I think there is an element here that, yes, being polite to the reporter is going to be your only real option to kind of see some sort of positivity out of it and how they word it. They can word it in a way to say that he manipulated her. He can get really nasty and say that Shima basically, again, said that you either do this or you get fired, or you do this or you're never getting a role in this industry again. He could easily, the reporter can literally try to make it out as Kana being the victim. You gotta get in there. Get in there, start crying and say, yes, he manipulated me and I couldn't do anything. She could literally get out of this. And you know what? I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame Kana to throw this Shima guy under the bus. Again, because as much as I want to say I'm grateful for the guy for backing off, he's still a dirtbag. He's still doing the casting couch. He's still saying, you want to roll, sleep with me, which is disgusting. So I wouldn't shed a tear for this guy if Kana threw him under the bus. So yes, he manipulated me. He lured me there saying that their staffers were there. A massive lie. I'm sorry, that's a massive lie. That is a scary thing for a lady to go through. To say that there's people there, don't worry, and then when you get there, it's empty. That's terrifying. Nothing he did there was good. Throw him under the bus, girl. Anyways, yeah, at some point, Kana starts to break down, apologizes. I'm just glad it seems like this is all over, because I'm tired of hearing my girl Kana crying like that. And like I said, Memcho coming over there and embracing her. I'm like, yes, yes. It's so rare when you see anime where they actually embrace somebody that is crying, somebody that's breaking down, that is vulnerable and scared, and having a character actually hug them. It's like Japan and hugging just doesn't happen. It's like, hug the girl. Thank you. Thank you. Hug the girl. Thank you. And then Memcho starts crying, saying, don't worry. We're all just trying to live. We all make mistakes. It happens. Good girl. Oh, I just wanted to freaking hug Memcho so much right there. I'm like, good girl. Thank you so freaking much. Thank you so much. Anyways, yes. After this, Ruby is kind of contemplating everything. What's going to happen to Senpai in the future. I think that was the point which I finally got rid of my theory that was, Ruby was it all involved. So because of the fact that it seemed like she was reflecting on it, like, wow, what's going to happen to my girl? And then, yes, Aqua coming out saying, what do you think about this? If it would bring you pain, would you do it? Yes, I would. And again, the two eyes, which was kind of shocking there, but yeah, she's one of us. So go ahead and do it. And yeah, we get a little brief shot of Ruby asking Miyako what they could do. I actually thought that Aqua was going to get Ruby involved in this whole situation. So when she was confronting Miyako about what they could do, I thought Ruby was going to, you know, coast Miyako into something. But this is where we get into, yes, what we eventually do, which is, yes, bartering with another big story. Big companies do this. It doesn't happen often, but yes, some big companies can have some other stories that could, yes, be just as big, but not as impactful to the company they can bring up. But yes, we have Aqua confront the reporter, ask about the whole situation. Again, it seems like this guy is just trying to do his job. It's unfortunately a very disgusting job. But yes, I like how he sort of points out there's two different kinds of people in this particular industry of reporting. It's the people that, yes, they feel guilty about it, but they report stuff. And they report to put food on the table. And then you have the other side, which is, yes, people that just wants to destroy, you know, popular people. They're just jealous of, you know, celebrities, or they just have a thing that they don't like about a certain celebrity, and they just want to take them down. They get their kicks off of destroying people. And yes, it seems like this guy seems to be more in that first area there. He's just more worried about the actual, you know, job itself, what's going on with the situation, wanting a little more information from him. And I was kind of curious what they were going to go the route for Aqua right here. It kind of, yeah, there's a side of me that the entire time I'm just waiting for Aqua to turn to the guy and say, you know, if you don't want your children dead, you're going to not report on this or something like that. I kind of assumed that Aqua was going to have maybe potentially more information that would at least destroy Shima more, or at least kind of point the direction away from Kana towards this other girl, Mako. Something like that. I wasn't really expecting, I have a bigger story. And yes, that technically makes sense. The moment he brings it up, I'm like, yeah, that's technically the best route. If you want to stop this situation, if you want to protect Kana, is to tell the guy, okay, under the agreement, you don't report on this. You keep this under wrap. You destroy those photos. Show me that agreement there, you know, give me those photos, prove to me you're never going to report on this, sign me a form or something, and I'll give you the biggest scoop in the last, 14 years at this point? In the last 2 decades, I'm going to give you the biggest report ever. And it's an abomination of a report to report it. That's a way to get somebody's attention to say that it's going to be an abomination to print. Yeah, the story about, yes, what happened with which... yeah, it's kind of shocking at this point to really think back of, because we've been now in 3 seasons, that, yes, technically this is not public. Like, people don't know about this. They just think that she got randomly stabbed by some fanatic. They didn't know that there's a reason why the fanatic did it. There was a cause effect here, and that was the fact that this guy was really upset that I had children. That part I do, recall the fact that nobody knows about that, obviously, because, again, Aqua and Ruby are, you know, rising up in the industries as their own selves, not the fact that they are children of But yeah, this being the news that is going to definitely shake up the industry, and the guy's gonna be, what? Who's Kana? I don't know who you. That would be, if I was the reporter, that would be me. I'd be like, oh yeah, so who's Kana again? I don't know. What the hell are you talking about? Shima? No name director. So give me the scoop. Give me the scoop here. Yeah, I loved how they portrayed that, though. The first one that really kind of stood out, obviously, is Kana's response. And Kana waking up, knowing that it's the day that's going to publish. And I like how they kind of portrayed those, you know, icicles kind of coming towards her and kind of trapping her down. And I've had this experience before, like when you have something that's just not really going well, especially on social media, and you're kind of afraid of kind of getting bigger and bigger. You just don't even want to look at social media anymore. You don't want to look at your contacts. You want to look at your DMs. It's like, you just know it's not going to be good. You just know that whatever you're going to see is going to be negative, and it's just going to just bring you down. She's thinking that. My career is literally over. This is the day in which everybody's going to be saying you're horrible, you're disgusting, you're a slut. She's just ready for it. The doom scrolling is about to begin. And she turns it on, and it's not about her. Now, again, Ruby's response is her eyes becoming almost a fiery state. And again, I think that's going to be, she's going further and further into a pit. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that she's now both reliving this stuff, but that her mother is being drugged, specifically, not really her mother, but the one that she loves so much. I's name is being drugged in the mud again. This is something that's been away for a long time, and she's trying to build up her career in order to follow in I's footsteps. But I's death is way back here. It's been talked about. It's done and over with. People aren't talking about it anymore. But now, once Ai comes back into the light, what's happening? People are talking about her having illegitimate children, betraying her fans, the fact that she had children. That's a big thing as well, unfortunately. Then there's also the fact that, yes, the fact that she was lying to people. She was keeping that a secret to everybody. She betrayed everyone. All that stuff is coming to light again. Her name is being dragged through the mud. Her fans are being disillusioned to this legend of Ai. That's what's infuriating Ruby. Which, again, goes back to my theory of, like how bad is this going to be for her relationship with Aqua? Again, I don't think that she's going to go after him because, again, she thinks that brother's trying to find the killer. And she could eventually come to the conclusion that he's doing this to make a step towards that direction. But either way, she's going to be furious at him. Because, again, this is dragging her name to the mud. We'll see, though. We'll see, though. But yes, that's pretty much that. The rest of the episode, of course, is Akane. I'm actually now happy that they moved this around because I talked about this a couple episodes ago. That this scene, the very beginning part of this segment, was in the manga several chapters ago, and it was the segment where Akane is like, okay, I'm going to do this. She walks across the bridge, and then somebody's coming behind her. I stopped reading at that point. I kind of jumped forward a chapter before it kind of continued from there on. So I didn't know exactly what happened. I just knew they skipped Akane being attacked, or at least implying that she's being attacked because some hooded dudes come up behind her. The assumption is there. But anyways, I'm glad that they moved this around now because, I'm sorry, it was a cheesy, fake out. It was so stupid. We could find out later on that, yes, this jogger was sent and he failed, and thus he went, oh, I'm so sorry, and then continues on his way, and we find out later on that he was actually trying to kill her. But if this is just some random jogger, I'm sorry, it's super cheesy. Super cheesy fake out right here because, again, it's all building up. We're going to be together forever. I'm going to solve everything for Aqua. She's got a knife in the bouquet. And she's walking across there. We're going to be together forever. Forever. It's at a fake out. Oh, I'm sorry. I just planned everything to lay out. It's stupid. I'm sorry. It's stupid. I'm not sure how much this scene was back there at that first part, but if it left on there like a cliffhanger for the anime, I would have been mad because of the fact that it was a fake out. Anyway, that all said though, this scene, I have to admit, I was a little frustrated with Akane here. I mean, there is obviously two individuals here that are very warped in how they view relationships and how they view trust. And how they, stand by each other, how they support each other. Akane right here is saying, I'm going to handle the situation for Aqua. He doesn't need to get his hands bloodied. I'll handle it for him. There's no justice system that's going to help him out. I'll handle it. So she's got a knife in a bouquet, and she's going to meet this guy. The assumption here is that he's going to go stab him. Now, yes, we could believe her that she's just going to go talk to him, and if things go south, she's got that to protect herself. Doubt. Highly doubt. If she wants to solve the situation in a way outside the justice system like she's claiming, it's going to be killing him. That's the question mark there, is how she's going to pull that off. Is she's doing it and then running away and then hoping that nobody finds out that it was her that stabbed the guy? That's the question mark there. But either way, she's doing this behind Aqua's back. Aqua confronts her, says, you're putting yourself in danger. How do you know that? How do you know that I was here? Why are you here? Oh, yeah, you're very smart. It's this little tracker. He put a tracker in there. I thought it was going to be the phones that they had, find my phone or my friend, my family member, and they just trust each other that much to, be able to track each other, whatever, check in on each other, be able to find each other if they're nearby in the neighborhood or whatever, something like that. No, he was legit bugging her. He's been bugging her ever since that whole romance show and all that kind of stuff, and them working together and all that kind of stuff. So he's been tracking her, seeing if she'll ever figure something out, and he's going to come and help her out, which I think, honestly, knowing that she wanted to help him with the situation, there's a side of me that's kind of glad that he did that, just because, what do we see here? The reason why he bugged her is because she might run off to go to the mastermind, and then she could end up in trouble, and then he can come in and find her. He wouldn't be able to find her otherwise. So it's even he says it I guess I made the right choice there. But what frustrates me right here is that Akane's response is, that's crossing the line. How dare you? You can't even trust me. Girl, you just snuck behind his back to go after his mother's killer without telling him, and you're upset that he bugged you without telling you. It's like you both have some major issues with trust and your viewpoints on relationships. Neither of you could talk. There was some wild little accusations and frustrations in this scene for sure, but of course it all comes down to the fact that he acknowledges that she was trying to take him out, kicks the knife out of the bouquet, knows exactly what she was planning on doing, and says, "Stay away from me. I won't bug you anymore. I won't try to put trackers on you no more. Stop following me. In a relationship. We're done. Stay out of this. It's too dangerous for you." And leaves. She does make one last comment to him in the fact that he made the wrong direction or the wrong choice or something like that. I thought at first she might be implying the idea of, you should have accepted my help. I can help you. You should have let me do this. Just let me stab him because I can get away with it or whatever. Whereas if you do it, it's not going to work out. I thought that she was talking about that. But I think right here, based on how the manga plays out, because there's a little bit more kind of dialogue there, it more sounds like Akane is basically saying that back there, when you made that discovery, you made the wrong choice. Because in the manga, Aqua says, yes, I understand I made the wrong choice there. He knows that he got off track. He got off track with that whole discovery, with the DNA and stuff like that. He knows what he's doing. And that's obviously proved because, yes, he knows the name. He knows Hikaru Kamiki, which again, if he's bugging her. I'm not sure if when it was talking about the bugging, that it meant both tracking and listening, and that he listened to her and found out about Hikaru. But either way, he knows about Hikaru now. He knows how to get to him. And yes, it also implies the fact that he knows the best way to take him down. The thing that'll hurt him the most, I wonder if he's implying taking away his power. Because obviously Hikaru right now, he's successful, he's got power, he's got control over people, and it's probably allowing him to do all the stuff that he wants to do. Again, it seems to imply that he's been doing this to other people. There was some other person that he has also attacked. So he is killing more people. So having that position is probably the best thing that he ever wanted. And I think Aqua might know that and knows that the best way to get to him is to just destroy his career. And he might be looking to do that in some way, but we'll see. But anyways, cool episode, crazy stuff, more yandere faces. I forgot to mention that. Got some more Akane yandere faces. That first response to his comments. Huh? Aqua? What? What are you talking about, Aqua? It's like the dead eyes and everything. I'm like, run, dude. Run, dude. I'm sorry. I like the whole super crazy faithful thing with that yanderes have, but it's just not me. It's not my bag. Y'all enjoy. Just one less person fighting with y'all. Y'all can have Akane. I don't mind. A little bit too yandere for my taste. But again, I think that's sort of credit to the writing around Akane. I think Akasaka did a really great job on her. She's got definitely a very passionate mindset. The dedication that she has, it's very well portrayed. And so it's just a little bit creepy for me. It's a little bit creepy for me. Anyways, I think I covered everything. Really good episode. Really, really good stuff. Looking forward to more. I was actually excited to see that Crunchyroll apparently got season 1 of Oshinoko. I think they're getting season 2 as well, which is great news because I think this show deserves more attention. And unfortunately, I think a lot of its attention got kind of snuffed away by the fact that the first 2 seasons are, locked up on hidive. Yeah, and spring is when season 2 comes. So it sucks that they couldn't bring in season 2 before then so people can get caught up right now and watch the rest of the season with everybody else. But at least it's something. It's something. But anyways, looking forward to more. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and want to support the channel more, become a member. Until next time, y'all take care.